practice just to figure it out running in that pack of 5 to 6 cars. Another thing to note, guys, is that the temperature has really decreased from what we had yesterday. Yesterday in the 80s, it is windy and in the low 60s right now, so that's definitely going to affect the cars, guys.
Thanks, Josh. They're all the Penske cars, save Austin Cindric. In that one group, that draft of about 10 cars. It's supposed to be warmer tomorrow for the race.
Yeah, for sure. And you know, I knew that wind change out of the north cooled right off. Was watching the Thunderbirds do their practice again this morning. Walked outside, had to run back in, put the jacket on. So track temperatures are obviously a little bit different, going to be cooler, probably a little bit more grip. So you hear Joey Logano talking about working on handling. That's not exactly ideal, but hey, you'll take whatever you can get.
Putting yourself in a position to win. That is the goal for Sunday. Let's check with our crew chief, Larry Mack.
Yeah, Mike, I'm watching this pack right here, and there's about 8 Ford drivers like Josh Sims was referring to, but a couple of the Chevrolet drivers that I see in there, the 16 of A.J. Allmendinger and the 31 of Justin Haley, 2 Chevrolet drivers, they elected not to run yesterday, so they've joined this group of Fords, and then you see rookie Noah Gragson in the 42 car. He's out there as well.
Yeah, add to that list Riley Herbst running for Rick Ware in the number 15. They did not practice yesterday, but they are in this group and on track at the moment. 12 cars on track. We expect roughly half the field to log at least a few laps during this 50-minute practice.
Just riding along. Here's Harrison Burton. You're on board with Joey Logano in the 22 car. These Fords, Logano and Almirola, you know, they have flexed the muscle early. They both shined. I think all the blue ovals shined in the duels. Doesn't necessarily surprise me. They won the 500 last year with Austin Cindric. I think they're the cars to beat. They can push more aggressively. They seem to have more speed. Will they have the handling on a 500-mile race? Those are all the things that we'll have answered tomorrow.
And the manufacturer co-opetition, that's Darrell's term, that we always talk about, of drivers from different teams working together with the same manufacturer. Larry, let's dive into Thursday night's race just a bit. When the Fords were out front, the lead rarely changed. When the Chevys were out front, it seemed easier for cars to break out of the pack and overtake them. And of course, the Toyotas never led. So where are we right now?
Yeah, I mean, that's what I've even observed some of last year. I go back to some of the radio transmission, Mike. You know, the Fords at one time had Bubba Wallace in a Toyota there, the 23, and they talked about shuffling him out. And the spotters and crew chiefs came on and said, no, stay in line because our lap times are so good regardless if we've got another make in there. I just think at the end of the day, whether it's working together on the racetrack, working together with strategy, nobody's doing it better right now than this group of this Fords. Let me tell you one other thing that I think these teams are working on right now is they're working on some fuel mileage stuff, Mike and Clint. And I've been watching the data on Chase Briscoe in that 14 car. He is off the, he's less 100% around this racetrack than he is 100%. And of course, when you're not wide open throttle, you're riding with him right here, you're obviously saving fuel. The fuel window, when you're out front leading, you're going to be able to run about 42 laps. If you're back in the pack like Briscoe right now, part throttle, you can run 46 or 47 laps. So I think they're gathering that information as well.
For sure. And look at the difference. I mean, when you say not 100%, I'm talking clear down to 40%. Big time fuel savings, but he's not worried about it. He worked on a run right there, and is going to see what it does for him. Joey Logano, you heard him talking about needing to work on the way his car was driving. That's what I thought he would do. He led that pack for a little bit, but then went back in the pack, got some air on his nose, and is going to work on to see that thing takes off in a push off the floor. If it gets loose anywhere, find that balance. But absolutely, 500-mile race, you know fuel mileage and how you manage that comes into play.
I said earlier, Austin Cindric was not in that group. He is on track, but the defending winner of the 500 is making single car runs, as is Tyler Reddick, the only Toyota that we've seen on track. And there's a spoiler cam for Tyler Reddick, headed into the sun. Bright lights, big city.